Welcome to the Fatigue Management Toolbox talk. Section 1. What is fatigue? Fatigue is more than just feeling tired. It is a physical and/or mental exhaustion that can be triggered by a number of work and lifestyle factors. Fatigue is a well-known contributing cause of incidents and injury. Lack of quality sleep is the main cause of fatigue. There are many factors that can contribute to fatigue. Some are work-related, and some are non-work-related. Roll over each of the icons for examples. Fatigue worsens your hand-eye coordination and makes it harder for you to communicate. Your brain does not process information or solve problems as well as it should. You also tend to take more risks. This means that your chance of making errors goes up. In turn, this can be a danger to the health and safety of you and those around you. To make things worse, as you become more fatigued, you are less aware that your performance is reduced. Human awareness states can range from highly alert to dangerously fatigued. Get to know the signs of fatigue, which include bloodshot, red eyes, nausea or lightheadedness, vertigo, dizziness, weakness in limbs, difficulty focusing, being clumsy, slurred speech, forgetting what you were going to say, staring, yawning, and nodding off. Your circadian rhythm is your body clock. It is the body's normal response to light and dark. Your brain releases the chemical melatonin at night to make you sleepy. Production of melatonin typically begins around 8 o'clock to 9 p.m. at night and stops around 7 o'clock to 8 a.m. in the morning. Our deepest point of sleepiness occurs around 2 o'clock to 3 a.m. Our core body temperature reaches its minimum around 4:30 to 5 a.m. in the morning. This is usually the start of the wake-up part of the cycle. We experience a shorter, shallower period of sleepiness about 12 hours after the deepest point of sleepiness, at around 2 o'clock to 3 p.m. This is often referred to as the post-lunch dip. Disruption to our circadian rhythm can be caused by shift work, on-call rosters, jet lag from overseas travel, disrupted sleep patterns, alcohol and drug abuse, or insomnia. It is possible to reset your circadian rhythm, but this can take a few days. 17 hours awake is equivalent to a blood alcohol concentration of 0.05%, 20 hours awake is equivalent to a BAC of 0.10%. Falling asleep without warning can have serious consequences for vehicle drivers, plant and equipment operators, and people traveling. Section 2. Managing fatigue at home. Manage your fatigue at home by making small and simple changes to how you do things. For example, avoid large meals 1 to 2 hours before going to bed. Limit alcohol consumption. Avoid alcohol from 2 hours before you go to bed. Avoid caffeine 3 to 4 hours before sleeping, and exercise 3 to 4 times a week. Talk to your doctor if you think you may have a sleeping disorder, such as excessive snoring or sleep apnea. What you eat can have a big effect on how you feel and how much energy you have. Sugar might give you a quick burst of energy, but when it wears off, you'll be tired all over again. Caffeine, alcohol and junk food also can contribute to general fatigue. Fiber-rich foods, like most fruits and vegetables, help your body absorb to sugar. Fiber evens out energy highs and lows, which may keep you from getting too tired. It's also important to drink plenty of water. If you get dehydrated, your body doesn't work well and you can feel tired. Some medical conditions can trigger fatigue, or fatigue can be a sign of an underlying illness such as a thyroid disorder, heart disease, kidney disease or diabetes. Illness can also increase fatigue due to lack of sleep, imbalance of body chemicals, e.g. low iron, or drowsiness from medication. If a prescribed medication makes you drowsy, talk to a medical practitioner before you stop taking it. If you are at work, notify your supervisor immediately if you are feeling unwell or taking medication that could affect your work. Other methods to manage your fatigue at home include planning ideal times for sleeping and waking, and sticking to them. Installing heavy curtains to cut the light in your bedroom. Turning off your mobile phone before going to sleep. Planning your social activities so there is no interference with work, and learning relaxation techniques. Section 3. Managing fatigue at work. You are responsible for assessing your own personal level of fatigue, whether it occurs before you start work, when you are on call, or during a shift, and advising your supervisor immediately, if you feel fatigued. As an employer, we are responsible for having fatigue management guidelines in place, and ensuring relevant personnel have appropriate training in managing fatigue at work. You can manage your fatigue by taking 2 meal breaks on each 12-hour shift. avoiding fatty foods and eating lightly on night shifts, taking short breaks, doing a physical activity, getting some fresh air, changing the task you are doing, drinking water and staying hydrated, drinking coffee or other caffeine-based drinks, but don't overdo it, and reporting to your supervisor if you are feeling fatigued. All workers must have a suitable break between shifts to reduce fatigue before starting their next shift. Breaks between consecutive night shifts should enable a minimum of 2 nights' sleep for adequate recovery. Some tasks are more fatiguing than others. Physically demanding tasks and boring, repetitive, mundane tasks increase feelings of fatigue. Where possible, alternate fatiguing tasks, with more active ones, or do them early in your shift when you are most awake. Ergonomics means fitting the workspace to suit the person and the task. Good ergonomic design includes equipment designed to Australian standards. Adequate lighting, ventilation and equipment for the task. Sufficient room to do the task in a comfortable position, and workstations designed to promote good posture. Fatigue management is a shared responsibility. Watch for the signs of fatigue in yourself and your co-workers. If you suspect another employee is suffering from fatigue, get them to stop work if there is a risk to themselves or to others, and immediately advise your supervisor or manager. If you are experiencing fatigue, or you observe signs of fatigue in others, identify the causes and talk to your supervisor. An employee assistance program may be available to help workers with personal issues that affect their work, including fatigue management. The program provides confidential access to counselors via email, telephone or face-to-face. If you seek assistance, you will not be disadvantaged. All employment rights are safeguarded. This is a confidential service. A journey management plan will be developed for workers who travel greater than 100 km either way to their primary operation, either on a daily commute basis or before and after a series of shifts. A plan will also be developed for company-sponsored travel of more than 100 km. The journey management plan will be documented and approved. There will now be a short quiz to test your understanding of this module. Fatigue prevents a person from being able to function normally. Lack of sleep can have the same effect on your body as drinking alcohol. Your circadian rhythm, select all that apply. You can manage fatigue at home by, select all that apply. Travel to and from work can impact fatigue. Fatigue management is a shared responsibility.